Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
Senator Bonnie.
I mean, we are seeing a paradigm shift. It began last summer when, after Uvalde, Congress passed the first gun safety measure of any significance in 30 years, even though the NRA opposed that legislation. And it continues now this spring as you see a very conservative Republican governor, Bill Lee, proposing that the legislature pass a red flag law, again, a measure that the NRA doesn't like. But red flag laws are not insignificant. They really do work. In Florida, that passed their red flag law shortly after Parkland, they've used it 6,000 times to take guns away from people who were threatening harm against others or threatening harm against themselves.
Thank you, Senator Chris Murphy. Can we just say Republicans, they only do the right thing when they are shamed into it publicly, whether it's in Tennessee or, as he mentioned, about gun violence. But you know what? We'll take it however we can get it. One more, Senator Murphy. Bonnie, that's okay with you.
So it's good news that you see Republicans like Bill Lee stepping up and saying it's time for us to do something. I think you're going to have more and more states, red states and blue states, acting for one reason and one reason only. Voters are not going to allow politicians to stand by and do nothing. What you saw in Tennessee with this just overwhelming show of support from kids and parents to back up those Tennessee lawmakers to demand change, that's happening all over the country. And so there'll be more action at the federal level. There'll be increasing pace of action at the state level. It's not going to all happen at once, but we've reached a point where nothing is not an option.
Thank you. Right?
Take it.
Shame them into doing the right thing. Vote them out if they won't. That's it, right? Shame them, vote them out. That's it. Senator Murphy, one more.
I do think that this is, a great social change movement in the tradition of the civil rights movement, in the tradition of the marriage equality movement. I think we are going to get there. 10 years from now, I think we will absolutely have universal background checks in this country. I think everybody, when they buy a gun, will have to prove that they're not a criminal or that they're not somebody who's seriously mentally ill. That intervention, although it doesn't get talked about as much as a ban on assault weapons, probably is the most impactful, because that's what stops the illegal trade of these guns that happens in our cities that drives the homicide rate up. I think 10 years from now, we will not be selling assault weapons to civilians in this country. I do believe that the American public have decided that they don't want these sold commercially.
Yes, thank you. Oh, my God, that would be amazing. You know why? Dogs have rescued Sean, and they will not. They're clamped onto him like alien face huggers. Yes. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, this leaked audio story, Travis, it just always exposes Republicans for who they really are. The Tennessee Holler released leaked audio of an internal conversation among Tennessee Republicans confronting one of their colleagues for voting to expel Justin Jones and Justin Pearson and not Gloria Johnson, the white woman. Some members of the GOP are not pleased about the optics. They're not concerned about the actual racism.
No.
They're concerned that it makes them look like the racist they are. Right?
Yeah, getting caught with your pants down.
Right. And then it just becomes more of their whining. They're always the victims, and from Trump on down, right? One of them said, I've been called a racist, a misogynist, a white supremacist more in the last 2 months than I have in my entire life, he said, sounding audibly angry. And by golly, I'm biting my tongue. I'm telling you all due respect, those days are wearing thin right now. Oh, I see. So he's the victim, not the massive amounts of children impacted by gun violence and their families. But this guy... Yeah.
But if it walks like a white supremacist misogynist, and it talks like a white supremacist,
if the white hood fits.
Yeah.
Right. Other Republicans in the auto echoed him, complaining and painting themselves as victims. I listened for the last 3 days to Democrats trash us as racist. Once again,
because you are.
If the hood fits. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to put that over here in the frangela stack.
By the way,
see how they feel about the real victims, the white victims in Tennessee.
Let's give a shout out, by the way, to the Tennessee Holler, the site that posted that audio.
Yeah.
Because that's also the same ones. They're the ones who exposed Lieutenant Governor for liking twinks.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
And the owner of that had his house shot at while his family was at home.
Oh, yes.
So give a shout out to them. They're doing some good work down there.
Yes. Shout out. Tennessee Holler. Okay. Have I... Oh, by the way, you really should listen to the Patreon show. If you haven't joined Patreon, you should. We had Spicy Jody, and it was very, very spicy.
That was a new... I didn't know she worked so blue.
She works very, very blue. And she was here yesterday, so we grabbed her to do the Patreon show. But what were we... Oh, because of my, my campaign slogan for them, and it's free. You're welcome. you know, stunts and, you know. And I'm just saying, here comes Marjorie Taylor Greene on cue.
I mean.
Right? Applauding the traitor that just leaked our national security information again.
I mean.
Right?
Like, and literally solely based on the fact that
he's white and Christian and
racist and in a gun-loving group.
Yes.
And there's video of him shooting a gun saying anti-Semitic statements. I mean, come on.
A white Christian guy that is in a racist whatever online group. So of course she's going to defend him, even though he's leaking. I don't even know what to say anymore. Yeah, hang on one second. Oh, Malcolm Nance had some thoughts.
Oh, he had a lot of thoughts.
You might be, but Eric Swalwell tweeted, McCarthy's top lieutenant, Marge, is siding with one of the biggest traitors America has seen. I'm sorry, Marge. Being white, male, and Christian is not a license to betray your country and put the lives of thousands at risk. But this wouldn't be the first time she sided with traitors. And so Don Jr. on cue, right? It was like, oh, yes, I just realized that I mean, it's extraordinary. They take any story and make it partisan. It just, what's his name? In Texas, pardoning the racist killer. Because,
oh, my God.
The heck with the jury system all of a sudden. Let's blow that up because he's one of our guys. He's on our racist side.
Nakedly.
Malcolm Nance started with, now hear this, traitors, them all to hell, and take Marge with you. That is all. Those were his first thoughts. This morning he said, leaker, there is a new class of young guys with top secret clearance these days who don't understand the meaning of the word oath. They are more attuned to owning the libs and impressing social media friends. We are lucky it was not live broadcast from the skiff on TikTok. I mean, this is just, I don't even know what to say about this, right?
I don't know. I told you, I think last year, a friend of mine grew up with, divorced her crazy MAGA husband.
Yeah.
Has the exact same title as this kid in the California Air National Guard.
Yeah.
And has access to the exact same systems.
Yeah, we need to look at who is getting access to classified.
These people are dangerous.
Yeah. Traitor Todd himself, Don Jr., the latest right-wing political figure to heap praise on the suspect who was arrested yesterday in connection with the leak of highly sensitive classified documents just after Marjorie Taylor Greene said Jack Douglas Texiera, is that his name? Was being treated as a traitor and a criminal. Yes.
Because you are.
Right. And credited him for exposing the truth. Trump's son said on his podcast that he changed his thinking on issues related to leaking government documents. Oh, I see. Oh, now it's fine?
When it's one of your little
specifically, he compared Texiera to Julian Assange and Edward Snowden. Maybe it's just the U.S. government's a bad actor. Oh, my God. They will just go to any lengths to try to blame Biden for anything, right? He went on to say that the way Trump has been treated is evidence of that. Because, of course,
gotta play the
once
victim.
Again, they're little victim snowflakes. He said, I used to think they're villains. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they're actually heroes, Trump Jr. added. He said his father might be the only one competent enough to beat back World War III. Oh, my God.
He can give up the game and side with the bad guys.
Oh, my God. Yes. Oh, my God, we have more audio of him sucking up to dictators. I just can't.
And sniffles.
And a lot more sniffles? Yeah. This is not doctored at all. Should we? Yeah. Oh, this is him sucking up to, enemies of America once again.
Yes.
20. Yeah, here we go.
They're in the ballroom of Mar-a-Lago. And it was an amazing scene. But our meeting was supposed to take 15 minutes. It took 4 hours. We got along so well. There was a great chemistry we had. Great.
Fantastic.
We talked about everything. A great chemistry. But people ask me, how smart is she? I said, top of the line. You never met anybody smarter.
So smart. Did such a great job on COVID. So transparent. I told him he's doing a terrific job. Fantastic.
Never made anyone smart until you meet my friend Kim.
Oh, yeah. Wait. But wait. There's more. Here we go.
How smart is Kim Jong-un? Top of the line. People say, this and that. Really smart. When you come out and as a young man at 24, 23, even though he sort of inherits it, most people, when they inherit, they lose it.
That's because he killed his
And that's easy stuff.
What?
He took over a country of very smart people, very, very energetic people, very tough people, at a very young age, and he has total dominant control.
Oh, my God.
That's not easy.
Oh, my God. And that's not just the Adderall talking. I'm just the top of the line. Did he inherit it because he had it? uncle killed with an anti-aircraft gun?
I was more
or
stuck
a pack
on
of
the-
dogs or something.
It was anti-aircraft gun, but I'm more stuck on the fact that Trump is saying you inherit it and you lose it all, spoken like he knows what he's talking about.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God. Oh, and let's not forget Putin.
Putin, very smart. Now he's had
top of the line.
and probably a bad year. Don't forget that whole thing is not. If he took over all of Ukraine, and what are we going to do? Because Biden is so committed to Ukraine. What happens if it's a not winnable war? You know, there are people that say Ukraine cannot win, can't beat Russia.
Oh my God, he is such a traitor. He is such a Russian asset traitor. Oh my God.
When you have all of the world leaders that you can talk about, and those are the three
I just
you
can't.
choose to keep praise on.
Oh, I didn't think I had more room in my mouth, but I do. Allison Gill tweets, 2 former directors of national intelligence testified today in 2 separate federal grand jury investigations into the former president for espionage and an attempted coup. Just, sit with that sentence for a minute. Okay. All right, we sat with it for a minute. Oh, my God. Okay. Wow, the sniffing is as possible has gotten worse since just the sound bites from yesterday. Was that later in the interview, or is it?
I mean,
Wow. Yeah.
wow, he is just doing lines off of Tucker's ass.
Wow. Okay. Okay, that's...
Republicans say they won't cut Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. But can honest, hard-working middle-class Americans really believe what these politicians say? Republicans said they wouldn't overturn Roe v. Wade. Here's what Supreme Court Justices Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Coney Barrett said during their Senate confirmation hearings.
Roe v. Wade. It is a precedent of the United States Supreme Court. A good judge will consider it as precedent of the United States Supreme Court.
Roe v. Wade. It's settled as a precedent of the Supreme Court.
Roe is not a super precedent, but that doesn't mean that Roe should be overruled.
Well, we saw how that turned out. They played us for fools. Tell your elected officials to keep their hands off of our Social Security and healthcare benefits.